What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast.
I'm John. Fuck capitalism!
I'm Lindsay, trying to write horror novels because I was a weird kid.
The whole world is your urinal.
Fuck the prime time, bitch!
Hello, welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John,
I'm Lindsay.
I'm M.
and we actually watched a new movie for once, not some 1990s schlock.
Brand new, in theaters.
Yeah, it's still out now, so spoilers ahead, because we are going to spoil this. Is it actually being spoiled? Well, stick around, find out. This is Malignant from James Wan, who has done Saw and
The Conjuring.
Conjuring and some other stuff. Insidious, maybe? I don't know.
Yes, he did Insidious.
Okay. I don't like those movies.
See, I do like those movies.
Okay. I like Saw.
Wait, what was
I think the
Insidious?
first Saw movie was
First Saw
really
is
good.
awesome, yeah.
Did I see Insidious?
I don't know. I said you did today and I was wrong, so probably not.
No, that was something else.
Oh, Conjuring. I
Yeah.
said you saw Conjuring. Yeah, no. Conjuring is about a haunted house family thing going
Okay.
on. And two mediums.
The Ed and Lorraine Warren, they're real people that were investigators,
They
paranormal
scams
investigators.
the shit out of people.
Right.
Alright, I never saw that one.
Insidious.
And they have like their own paranormal
Mhm.
museum place to go to too. Does it have the real Annabelle doll
It
there?
does.
Yeah.
Which is a Raggedy Ann doll. Yep.
Right.
Insidious is about some demons that get in people's heads.
Mhm.
And Lin Shaye is in all of them. Lin Shaye, I don't know. You guys probably don't know.
Insidious, that's not what I thought that was.
I only saw the first Insidious.
Inception.
Saw rules. Inception. That's something different. That's a good movie though.
Yeah, definitely.
Just did you know this was out, or did you
I
know
knew
anything
it was
about
out, and
Okay.
I had seen the preview, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to see it or not, you know, like, because the preview didn't really capture me. I wasn't like,
No.
oh, I really want to see that from the preview, so I thought, like, oh, maybe I'll see that, but
My Aunt Weaver is a doctor in 1993.
Wait, first we have to talk about the opening.
That's what we're doing. Dr. Weaver.
Dr. Weaver's in the...
Yeah.
Oh, wait, okay, it was like a TV show. Like, there was kind of like the pre-thing, and then the opening, and then the... Gotcha.
This is the most, I said this is the most early 2000s opening to a movie I've ever
definitely,
Mhm.
yeah.
seen. Like,
The opening was almost exactly like the opening to the show Banshee that's on Showtime. Almost
Never saw that.
the flashing of the different things and the kind of the hardcore kind of music and
just
I
clips.
liked the music.
Yeah. I like the music and the score in this, but I think it's all put in all of the wrong places
Uh-huh.
all of the time. So, what happens at the beginning?
oh gosh, well, in a hospital, there's a patient called Gabriel, right?
Mhm.
And Dr. Weaver's like, I can't remember. They're in a room, a bunch of people get killed, and Dr. Weaver's like, cut out the cancer!
Mhm.
And that's all I really remember.
She's just doing some video about
Oh, right.
he's gotten too violent. He's a real dickhead.
Mhm.
So then, like, lights are flashing and explosions and sparks, and some doctor's like, I tried, he's just using all the electricity. And then people get thrown through walls. One dude just gets, like,
Oh,
mauled
yeah.
through a door.
He's using the electricity.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that part because it never gets connected again, right?
The electricity doesn't get connected again?
Like how if because they said they were shock therapy
Oh, right,
or
yeah.
whatever,
Mhm.
and it was just making him more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
They never establish why that is,
Uh-uh.
or how that is,
Yeah.
or anything.
Why does this vestigial part of your body control electric? He's just
Right,
an
yeah.
extra part of your body. He's not a mutant. He's
Well, we
He
don't
looked
even
like
know
a
that.
mutant.
Oh, he
yet.
did look like one.
We don't even know that yet. All we know, you know what I mean? But the whole electricity thing, is that ever brought up again? I
No,
think
it
there's-
never explains
He does
it,
keep
does
using it, but it
yeah,
doesn't.
but why?
yeah.
Like, why does he have that ability?
I could just imagine, because I have a theory about what James Wan was doing here, and I imagine people were like, why is he doing that though? And he's like, I know, right?
See, watching this, I couldn't tell if it was intentionally campy or if it was just bad.
I think it was intentionally bad.
Yeah.
I feel like it was really on purpose bad.
Like, the acting wasn't good, the dialogue was cheesy. I don't know.
It's very frustrating to me because it has the look of a really good movie. It has,
Mm-hmm.
like, the effects.
Right,
it has
yeah.
the, like, it could be a really good movie, but the dialogue and the plot and the
Yeah.
acting are just horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Just horrible. Why would you put all of that money and time and energy
Right,
into
yeah.
a movie to then just shit on it with lines and like characters that make no sense? And like,
Yeah.
it's very frustrating to me.
I feel like they gave James Wan a bunch of money and said, Halloween's coming. And he's like, I don't want to. And they're like, come on, we'll pay you. We'll give you a bunch of money. He's like, fuck, fine. And he knows how to make a movie look good.
Right.
But he does not care at all about what he's doing anymore. He doesn't want to do this. He wants to do other shit. So he's like, I'll just make the worst fucking movie I could possibly make. Fuck you. And I think that's what he did. Like, there are things about this. He has stolen stuff in this from Basket Case, Brain Damage, The Cell, and Freddy Got Fingered of all movies.
The backwards man. I can walk backwards fast as you can.
And we'll get to that.
Screenplay and everything is done by completely different people. So, like those lines that were so shitty they're not even his responsibility.
Yeah, I
Like-
mean, it felt like it should be in, like, a Lifetime movie or something,
Yeah.
the dialogue, you know?
At the
When
end.
what is the girl's name?
The sister.
Madison. When Madison tells her sister,
That she's
I was adopted.
That was exactly what I was thinking of. Sydney, I'm adopted.
Bum, 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 bum,
music,
bum.
and I literally was like, so?
Right, I know, they made it like it was just this
Who?
big thing that
I
they've
don't
been
know
working-
anything about you. I care nothing for you.
Yeah.
There's been no character development
Oh,
whatsoever.
it took 45 minutes for any character development of any kind for
Yeah.
Madison. She just kept being like, I'm scared, I'm alone, help me, my baby's dead, I get beat. That's all she did.
It's just so hard to get into a movie when there is no character development because you just don't care what happens to them.
Her husband, I laughed out loud. Her husband goes, maybe you should stop getting pregnant.
I know! I'm like, oh my goodness, so who's getting her pregnant?
Maybe you should wear a condom, dumbass. That was the second thing I wrote down was Derek needs to die.
Yeah.
Well, you got your wish there.
They should have just named him Kyle, because he clearly punches drywall. He stands up and hits her for literally no reason, so hard that her head hits the wall, which we find out later through just some woman saying it, I think, that triggers Gabriel.
Right, yeah, like awakened.
How
Gabriel, okay.
how the fuck did anybody know that or figure that out? Also, she's bleeding.
Also, she's bleeding from the head
And
for
goes-
days on end
Yeah.
and never goes to the fucking
She
hospital.
She just goes to sleep and wakes up and there's blood all over the pillow and she's like, oh darn.
Oh, I wish this would stop bleeding.
And like every time she has a like premonition of what's going on, she's bleeding from the head.
Oh, that's right. That must be part of it.
But something about Gabriel putting her into a state where she is trapped in her own mind, so she thinks that she's seeing things she's not seeing from a
Right,
different place,
yeah.
when really she's
There. And,
there doing it.
Yeah.
Go. So Derek walks into the kitchen because he's sleeping on the couch, and the blender is plugged in and on, and he's just like, oh, that's... I hate when that happens. And unplugs it. And I'm like, you're not going to freak out that the blender's just out and on? Alright, fine. And also, the blender doesn't really lead to anything.
I know. I thought, like, what was the point of that even? Because
Is
it
that
seemed like
part of-
something was going to happen there.
Is
with
that part of the electricity thing? Like, he starts to,
Probably.
like...
But why did they leave the blender out?
But she's still up in bed.
Mm-hmm. Also, someone is clearly in their house, and Derek's just like, I'm not gonna go wake her up. I'm just
Right,
gonna
yeah, just...
sneak around. Oh.
See
And
where
then,
they
like,
can
the
put it.
TV goes on and the lights go off. And then he sees, like, a figure on the couch for a second, and then the lights are off, and then he turns them on,
Yeah.
and the figure's
Oh,
gone.
She's gone.
That's right. And the figure is the cousin it.
Yeah.
That's right.
How does she?
Shadow cousin it. That's what I call it.
This is a physical thing that we're talking about here. This isn't like.
Yeah, see,
It's not a ghost. It can't move
No.
around like a ghost.
See, but it's like they made it seem like it could. Like, it seemed like supernatural stuff going on, even though
Right.
where did that come from?
Right.
And I didn't even understand, like, how did she get to these places to murder these people when she, like, thought she was home in her house, and, like, then you see everything, like, transforming, like, she's seeing...
Great effects,
which was
by the
really
way,
cool. I liked
which is
that.
totally
yeah.
wasted.
That was stuff from the cell that they were taking, which I really liked. She's walking down the road backwards with the monster out of the back of her head, all the way downtown
Nobody
to a
notices
hotel,
this.
up
Like-
through the lobby. No one has cameras of her going
Right.
into these hotels, to these
Backwards.
places backwards.
All backwards.
Which also was kind of cool to watch the way that she was going backwards like that.
Well, this is really jumping all over the place, but I will admit, like, the jail scene, whenever she first kind of, like, transforms and is, like, going, like, that was some pretty amazing stuff.
Right,
I think,
yeah,
to
I
look,
thought it
to
was.
look at.
I laughed my ass off.
I did not like the killing part, like, especially the head crushing. I can't stand stuff like that. But
Welcome
it's-
to the horror podcast.
And then I was thinking, why did I come here? But, and then I didn't know how much of that was, like,
CGI.
yeah, like CGI, and how much was her
Right,
or
yeah.
like a body double or a stunt double or whatever, like doing that kind of thing, because that really would be
Impressive if it's all...
if it's a person.
Yeah. And it felt more like an action movie at that point,
At the-
too,
yeah.
rather
Matrix-y.
than horror.
That's another
And
one they took
also,
from.
I'm like, okay, so where did he learn martial arts and stuff when he's been, like,
Right.
just trapped in her brain all this time? Like,
Derek gets killed.
Oh, right.
Right, Derek's dead.
oh, yeah, we're like...
We're at the end of the movie.
So that was Malignant, everybody. So Derek gets killed. She sees it, kind of, but not really. Because when she
Yeah.
wakes up, she's surprised to find him dead.
Right, yeah, she thought it was just a dream she was having, and then, oh, I guess it was real.
And then the cops, who are awful in this movie. Oh, okay.
Detective is poor man's James Franco.
Absolutely.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
I don't know what the name of the lady is, the lady cop, but she's in a ton of horror movies, and she's always getting murdered. So, the two of them show up, and they're like, looks like somebody climbed on the ceiling and dropped down backwards and killed him from behind.
Oh wait, we solved it.
Right, yeah.
But then they're like, I think it was the wife. And I'm like, wait, what? Of
The
course,
pregnant wife.
it was the pregnant wife, but
Right.
like, I don't know how they got to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Oh, also she gets knocked out by... Wait a minute. She gets knocked out by the monster.
Like she knocks herself out? Or wait, who gets knocked out?
Maddie gets knocked out.
By herself.
How?
By herself.
Okay.
It isn't by herself,
Oh,
though.
right, yeah, because then she's like, what's going on? And she, like, looks outside.
Wakes up
she
in the
sees,
hospital.
like, a figure out there outside of her house, too.
Mhm.
Which, like, I guess is just in her mind. She's
She's
like,
downstairs. She sees Derek laying there. She tries to get away. She gets knocked out. Wakes up at the hospital. The pregnancy. She's...
Right, yeah. Because she had to, like, run away from this figure.
But
And,
she-
like, who
what-
was that? Like, it was just some manifestation, like, outside of her?
What
of
knocked her out?
Gabriel?
Is that how she lost the baby?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By getting knocked out?
Or by bleeding out the back of her head for 2 days.
Right, that.
P.S. You do not, she was a good 6 months pregnant, okay?
Uh-huh.
And if you lose that baby and you wake up in the hospital, you do not have a flat stomach
Right.
and look down and go, oh, it's gone. Like, you don't. There's all kinds of, like, fluids and fat and, like it just, it doesn't happen that way. In
You
fact,
just took the pillow out, that's
she
all.
probably would have woken up and not even known that she wasn't pregnant anymore until they
She
told
had
her.
already had 2 miscarriages
3.
at that point. I thought that was her third. Maybe it was her 4th. I don't know.
I can't remember. I thought it said 3. I thought it said 3 previous.
Oh,
Maddie, it fed off your
Well, either way.
fetuses. It's coming from your fetuses.
Don't wait till we get to that.
But
Is
like
it-
Gabriel was killing the fetuses so that he could grow stronger.
He was feeding off of
feeding
off
them.
of the fetuses.
Yeah.
And electricity? Are the fetuses electric?
That's why we keep trying to use them for science.
The feet eye.
All right, so
Wait, one more. Is this the first time we meet the sister?
yeah, Sydney. Yeah,
Sydney.
there's a woman
The
running.
coroner lady.
Oh
Who
yeah.
comes out of the house and is like, there's dead bodies in there. And she's like all excited about it.
She's the best character, and she lives.
She is the best character.
Yeah,
I
she
loved
makes
her.
it. So I thought they were gonna kill her, and I was getting upset. But she made it.
And Derek's autopsy, she's like just plopping a lollipop into her mouth, like a bad CSI episode.
So, some woman at the Seattle Underground is doing a tour and gets kidnapped. What?
I've been on that tour before, but anyway.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh my god! See, I told you. I need to go see it.
It's so fun.
So when we first meet Sydney and we find out they haven't talked for years, she didn't know anything about the previous miscarriages or anything like in her life.
Right,
That Derek didn't
like,
even let
why
her talk
would
to her
she-
sister. Like all that stuff. Just
I
gotta
also
cover.
thought it was interesting, like, her husband died and her mom didn't even come, like, to make her feel better or anything. Like, you know, like, her sister came, but her mom was, not her real mom, but her adopted mom, you know.
Oh,
I'm-
right.
They
the
ended up
adoptive
going to,
mom.
like,
I don't
visit
even
the
know
adopted
why
mom.
her
It's
mom
like-
or her sister even came at all, because as far as I can tell, they're not close at all.
Maybe they used to be
Yeah, maybe before the
when they
husband
were younger,
was trying to,
and
like,
then
separate
you know
her from...
Derek's a dick, so don't want to hang out with him. I get it.
Oh, he's dead now. I can go hang out with her. Cool.
Yeah. Thank God your boyfriend or husband, whatever.
Nobody
he is.
cares about Derek for the
Yeah,
rest of
was
the
he
movie.
her
No one
boyfriend
gives
or
a
her husband?
shit.
I wasn't sure.
Like,
but-
literally no one cares that Derek's dead.
Well,
I forgot
Well,
Derek
terrible
existed.
person.
Why? Yeah.
The dumbest thing was that he, had a TV downstairs, but he was up in his bed with his phone watching TV, not really watching it, and she turns it off, and he's like, I was watching that!
While she was pregnant. and
Yeah.
Oh,
everything.
he was such a jerk.
Good. Glad he's dead. Anyway.
And he thought she was, like, impregnating herself, apparently. Like...
Why do you keep letting this happen to yourself?
And then he acted like she was, like, killing the babies, like...
Oh my god.
Ugh.
I can't. And then pokes her in the belly. Is like, I can't watch you lose another one of my babies.
Yeah,
Like,
so
and
let
pokes
me
her
do
in the
it.
belly. And then shoves her head against the wall.
This is what we're doing right now.
Sorry. I'm sorry. He made a circular motion.
Yes, I
with
did
his
for you
finger.
for the audio podcast. The underground thing.
Oh, like a tour.
Yeah, they kidnap some... Wait a minute. Does Dr. Weaver die first?
No.
So first they kidnap the girl, the woman underneath the Seattle thing.
Correct.
Okay. They put her in a room that pretty quickly is easy to figure out where they're at. So I'm like, why is that a thing? Why are we doing that?
I mean, I knew it was, like, an attic-y place,
I
but
kept
I
trying
didn't
to-
actually realize it was there.
I kept trying to figure out why they showed the outside of the house every single shot they could. And then I'm like, because it's shaped like the attic that this woman is in. So
There's like a big fan up there? That's the only thing I remember about that, like, attic room.
but it's very much shaped like the house from the
Like
outside.
pitch.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I guess at first I thought it was, like, a barn kind of place or something. I wasn't sure what the place was, but...
and then it's also confusing because this thing is talking to her using radios.
Right.
Why?
Because of his electrical abilities, apparently.
Yeah, I guess.
But he has a mouth,
Yeah, he does.
right?
But not while he's still in her head, right?
Well, he has a face.
Right, but
Wouldn't
it's,
he
like,
use
covered
her
by
vocal
her hair
cords
and
then?
stuff.
No.
I don't think so, because he never talked through her before.
What?
He's like separate, but they share a brain.
Do they
Right.
do they ever show him? Does he ever like get close to somebody and say something? I feel like I have a memory of a scene where he like.
I mean, he has a mouth, but for the majority of the movie, it's
I
like
think at
covered
the
up
end-
by her.
Yeah, I think at the
hair
end they
and-
forget about it completely, and he starts talking to his mom. Oh, spoiler. Okay.
So when we first see the lady down doing the Seattle Underground tour thing,
I thought it was.
thought it was Madison at
And
first. We're
I
like,
did
is
too,
that
because they
Madison?
look so similar. So I definitely thought very quickly that was her mother.
Mom, right?
There's not much mystery in this movie, except for what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah.
What? What is that thing?
So this is when Madison goes to sleep, and the monster goes to Dr. Weaver's house, kills her with a surgeon trophy, or best surgeon or something.
Yeah.
Then decides to make this into, like, their special killing knife. Why?
She needed the coat and the award. I don't know.
Yeah, she just
To
uses
kill people.
the award to kill people.
There was also a scene where the sister walked up to the door, and it was the door of the house, and it was locked. And instead of knocking, decided just to like
Go to
climb
the
up the
window.
side of the house to the third floor bedroom
I think she
window.
must have tried because she said she wasn't answering. She's like, well, you weren't answering.
Ah, they
Go
just
in
didn't
through
show
the
it.
downstairs window then.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm going to tell you the plot of Basket Case. Okay? In Basket Case, this guy is born with a twin vestigial-looking thing on the side of him. And it can think and move, but it's just a blob with an arm. It's just a puppet. And the dad is like, I want that thing gone. So 3 surgeons come over and cut it off and throw it in the trash because it's a B movie. And the brother goes outside, gets it, brings it back inside, and it kills the dad who made the decision, and then it kills one by one the doctors who cut it off the body.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I wonder if this was inspired by that.
That's all I could think was like, they're going to go after all the people who took it off the body, aren't they? Or put it in the brain, I guess.
Which I guess, like, we've been talking about this, but we didn't actually explain what it is, that she has a parasitic twin.
Right.
What Gabriel is.
So that's what I wanted you to look up, because on Wikipedia it says it's an extreme version of a...
Teratoma.
If it is like a parasitic twin, then it's not a cancer.
Teratoma.
Right,
which
yeah.
makes the
Sharing
name
this-
completely irrelevant. This
Sharing
is-
the same brain and spinal cord as Emily.
Okay, but look up what exactly a what is it?
Teratoma.
Teratoma.
Alright, we're going to look it up.
Look up what a teratoma is.
A tumor made of several different types of tissue, such as hair, muscle, teeth, or bone. They typically form in the ovary, testicle, or coccyx.
Coccyx.
I just remember that from Napoleon Dynamite, because their grandma breaks hers on a dirt bike.
Grandma took a little spill at the coccyx dunes today. Broke her coccyx.
It's around your pelvic area.
Okay. Symptoms may be minimal if the tumor is small. A testicular teratoma may present as a painless lump. Complications may include a bunch of stuff I don't understand. They're a type of germ-celled tumor that begins in the cells and gives rise to sperm eggs. They are divided into 2 types, mature and immature. Mature include dermatoid cysts and are generally benign. Immature can be cancerous. I don't see anything about them being skeletons.
There's no, like, brain involved whatsoever. Like, it's a small
The
tumor.
teratoma here has hair. The
Yeah, 'cause,
teratoma
like,
here has teeth.
It seemed more like a conjoined twin kind of thing.
Exactly. Which made me go like, well, then the whole malignant cancer thing makes no sense.
Right, yeah.
Dermoid gets skin and has skull structure. Fatiform teratomas are components resembling a malformed fetus.
Okay.
And there's more, but there's none about little skeletons coming out of the back of somebody's head.
Gotcha.
But I want to save that for when we actually get to it, because it is mind-blowing.
Alright. So Dr. Weaver gets transported through the washer,
Yes! Right.
from what I gather.
She's doing her laundry, and everything molds, and... I thought that... You guys are right. That was cool.
It
How
really
she was,
was.
like,
I
bouncing
liked
from
the
place to
effects
place.
there.
Yeah.
But Madison wasn't even asleep or sleeping or anything for this.
Right,
she was
yeah.
fully awake.
So it just decides when it wants to go do something, it's going to put her wherever she's at, and she's going to stay there in her brain. Because that comes back to play later at the very end, when she flips it on him.
So do you think, like, was it some supernatural thing where she would be, like, in her home, and then suddenly she, like, appears into this other person's home and murders them?
I hope so.
And then shows it back up in her own house?
I
or
hope
was
so.
she, like, actually walking to the place and she just doesn't have any memory of it, like,
See,
she blacked
that's-
out? It was never explained.
If she's walking, I'm hoping that she's just walking like a normal,
A normal person and not,
because
like, backwards.
how in the fuck is nobody stopping this from
On the
happening?
side of her head. So I feel like it's in her head that she's watching the murders, because she never interacts with anybody. It never, you know what I mean? Like, except for one time when she yells really loud at the detective, and he kind of faintly hears it. But other than that, she's just watching, right? So in her head, she's
Yeah.
laying in bed having a bad dream,
Right,
but
yeah.
in reality, she is physically
doing this
walking
stuff.
backwards
Yeah.
and going and doing everything. Yes?
I think so.
I mean, her body's doing it, but she personally is not. It's Gabriel, but yeah.
Right.
So, the detectives go, they find this woman dead. They think that whoever did it the exact same way as the other person. Not with the knife, but like the way that she was attacked. And then they find out that like she was specialized in child reconstructive surgery. So the killer then gets a hold of Madison via phone call or something and says, "I'm Gabriel," and she immediately knows who that is. Her imaginary friend is who she thinks he is.
I don't think he said, "I am Gabriel." I think she just, like, came up with that, like, Gabriel, like, it, like, came back to her, and then she called him Gabriel, right?
Madison realizes that Gabriel is not her imaginary friend, but someone real who she spoke to during her childhood.
Okay.
And
And she has, like, memories.
Right. She's, like, sitting at the table talking to no one.
Right, yeah.
Well, those are from videotapes from it.
Right, yeah.
Which, why the fuck, if the mom has these videotapes, and obviously, why would the doctors... Was there no communication between the doctors and the mom about her condition and everything that was going on? Like, hey, by the way, she's got, like, an extra brain in the back of her head. That might be an issue at some point. Or, like, was
Maybe
there
they
absolutely
didn't want to
no...
tell because they knew that would be hard to get somebody to adopt her if they told the story.
Well, that's
Oh,
false
yeah.
advertising.
False advertising. They should sue.
Oh, this child's totally normal. Take her.
What's that, Gabriel? Just don't listen to her. She does this all the time.
Didn't even know she was adopted. Like, she just told her finally. Like,
Well, because Madison was like 8 when they adopted
Yeah.
her, and the mom was pregnant with
uh-huh.
Sydney. Why they would? Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't tell her.
Right, yeah.
But they
Because
wanted-
how did Madison know the whole time that she was adopted? I don't think she did, right? Like, her parents eventually told her, right?
She had to have some memory.
I thought she, like,
Oh,
forgot everything
She couldn't
from
remember
before.
anything before 8.
Because it was so
How
traumatic.
convenient.
So, like, if her parents told her, why would they just keep it from her sister that Madison's
This is just
adopted?
a mental health clusterfuck, is what it is.
They didn't know anything about that. They just want to make a monster movie. Like, I sure hope nobody reviews this.
So no one's paying attention.
So that night she goes to sleep,
And at this point, we still don't know who the lady in the attic is, by the way.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Even though we've probably
But we
figured it
kinda
out at
know
this
who it
point.
is, yeah. So we now witness her go kill Dr. Fields, which is another guy that was involved in this. He is an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
He finds, like, his window wide open and water all over the place. And he's like, damn it. Shut that and clean that up. So he dies. I think he dies off screen, right? Because she wakes up and she's like, he's dead! And goes and
Right.
tells the cops.
Yeah.
And they're like, alright, fine, we'll go look. And they go to look. And at this point also, the cop starts falling for her sister, which goes...
Oh
which
my
goes,
god.
Which goes absolutely nowhere.
No, they get together at the end.
She's under a copier.
Yeah.
And he's like laying there shot.
No, it's a hospital bed. She's under a hospital bed.
Didn't somebody throw a copier at her?
Tiebreaker.
There's a very
She was in the
big,
hospital room.
very big, very square looking thing that she picks up and throws on her, and then she goes, "It was me the whole time, it's my
So I
body."
can-
Brrr.
yeah.
It's a hospital bed.
It was not a hospital bed.
Alright. I have written in my
Yeah, I
notebook.
feel like it was the copier. I think that's what
Why
it
was
was.
there a
but-
copier in the hospital room?
I don't know. Or some kind of machine.
You win.
Yes! I also
It is a hospital bed. It's
I-
a weird
it
looking
was?
one. Yeah.
I
Oh,
also
what's wrong
have
with
it.
it didn't look like a...
I also have the phrase cock knockers written in here for some reason. Does somebody call somebody cock knockers?
Oh, I don't remember this.
Somebody said cock knockers in this movie. I don't know why. I wrote it down because it really hit me. Made me feel good.
No idea.
Okay.
I missed that one, but
All right.
So they take the two detectives to the hotel where they find the dead body, and now they're like, "You're killing people, you fucking asshole!" But they're like, first we're gonna get a hypnotherapist, and things get weird. I don't remember exactly what happens, but let me see. She recalls that her birth name is Emily May, and that Gabriel wanted to kill her and her unborn sister. She came close to doing it, but was able to stop herself. Oh, because
Alright,
she
she's
picked up a
holding-
knife and thought she
Yeah.
was cutting cake,
Mhm.
but she was cutting up a baby.
Yeah.
We all make that mistake. So,
And then when she's being hypnotized, she like starts freaking out, and her sister makes them stop so that.
Mm-hmm.
and then this fucking woman in the attic falls through 2 floors.
Right. Like that's gonna happen.
Like, first of all, what's wrong with the attic where she falls through a hole in the attic where, like,
Yeah.
there's no boards or
And
anything?
then not just through that one, but through the next
Through
one
the
too.
next
That's a safe house.
Lands on the
Well, you
coffee
know, Derek
table.
didn't keep it up, so.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true, that's true. He probably set traps all over the house so that she would fall through
Yeah,
it.
maybe.
So, she's in the hospital now. We know that it's her birth mother. Like, they're like, it's Serena May, it's your birth mom. Okay. So now she's gonna go talk to her mom and look at video
Mm-hmm.
where they watch videos of her being crazy.
Mhm.
Right.
Him and her and her sister.
Hmm. And nothing really happens there.
We kind of already know pretty much
Hmm.
what's happening.
They say something to their mom, and
We
their
still
mom
just don't know exactly.
what this is.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
Hmm.
Don't know exactly.
I'm still not sure that it's a physical thing at this point. Like,
Right, yeah. I'm
a
thinking it's in her
ghost or-
head.
yeah.
and,
Yeah, I was like split personality.
Yeah.
Like something telling her to do this stuff, but I'm
Right.
pretty sure it's her at this point.
Right.
Yeah, I
somehow.
definitely wasn't seeing something come out of her brain or anything. I wasn't thinking that was gonna happen out of the back of her head.
So, the sister goes to a castle. It's an abandoned hospital on the side of a beach.
Oh right.
She gets there at like 3 in the afternoon and gets out of her car at like midnight.
Right.
But she knows exactly where to go. I was like, this is creepy. This looks like Nightmare on Elm Street 3 when they go through the abandoned insane asylum. But nothing creepy happens in that abandoned room. Like, it's creepy
Right,
to look
yeah.
at, and I'm like, there's going to be monsters or bats. Maybe
No.
there'll be spiders.
Can
But
I
there's
just-
nothing.
Can I just say that when a hospital or doctor's office or any medical facility closes, they transfer all of their records
Yeah,
to
they're not just
another
gonna keep
medical
them all
facility
there.
or a doctor's office. They don't just leave them in the basement.
Right.
And I've worked in hospitals.
I was about to say, what do you know? But you
I
know.
know.
A lot.
Also, one time my dentist closed and they transferred my file to another dentist.
This is where you and I got into a bit of a spat about this.
We did.
She had a book that they had replaced a VHS cassette with 4 flash drives, which
Ew, right, in the doctor's office.
This
In
was
Dr. Weaver's office.
1993 that they were filming this on a VHS. So sometime between 1993 and when this closed, someone took this VHS and put it onto 4 flash drives. Did they really?
Dr. Weaver
Right.
digitized her files.
Did she? How long has this place been closed down?
No, this was in her office. This was part of her files that were in her office, right? That's where the zip drives were.
Well, you win again.
I don't know
You're
for
kicking
sure.
my ass this
you might
round.
want to check that because I'm not positive.
Yeah, I don't know, because I was thinking she found them in the basement at the
Could be.
hospital.
I thought they were in her binder in Dr. Weaver's office after Dr. Weaver died.
I'm seeing that she went there, and it doesn't really describe this very well. It says, Sydney visits the now abandoned Simeon Hospital and finds that Gabriel is Emily's twin brother who lives within her body as an extreme version of teratoma. So it looks like that's where she went, but I don't know. I don't remember.
I thought she found files with
She may have.
I want to say a picture of Madison and read some stuff and was like, oh my god, and then it cut to another scene.
They were
I don't
cutting
remember.
between.
Maybe I was just assuming she got the videos there because it was right after she was there.
Could
They were cutting between Madison being arrested for kidnapping her mom, and where the fuck Sydney with her mom watching videos with Dr. Weaver talking about this thing.
Okay.
And they were cutting back and forth, and they at some point talk to Madison, and she's talking about how she feels, and they go, okay, now we're going to wake it up. And this is the best part of the movie, in my opinion, because it is mind-blowing. they pan around, and there's a skeleton thing,
A skeleton baby.
skeleton baby puppet flopping around on the back of her head.
Oh my god.
Oh.
This is when I knew it was gonna get gross.
It was wild looking. Like, it looked so crazy.
And that was Gabriel.
And that's
Yeah,
Gabriel.
And so that's like how you meet Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Dr. Weaver at some point is like fucking Dr. Loomis from Halloween. He's like, we're gonna cut this cancer out.
I just got out the cat.
Like she's in the WWE or something.
It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch! What? It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
So they then show them cutting a chunk of her brain
Yeah.
and shoving this fucking thing back.
I
Because it
covered
would've
my
killed her.
I covered my face, but there was kind of like, well, we can't take out the whole part of the brain.
Right, because it would have killed her.
Just
So
shove
they
it in
just
there.
shove it.
Oh my god! And just stick the piece of skull back on there. Oh my god!
Sew it up, and you are good to go.
Yeah.
Up for adoption, everybody.
So also at the same time this is going on, they're interviewing Madison, and she gets a phone call. Which, how is this happening?
Oh.
How is this happening? Like, Gabriel's talking to them through the phone while she's in the room.
Because of his electric abilities,
So
I
she
think he's
doesn't-
able to like telepathically.
She doesn't say anything when
do it.
she's in there, right? Like, she's just sitting there comatose.
No, I think she does, doesn't she?
If she does say
Wait.
something,
In the jail cell?
no, before the jail
Sorry.
cell.
When she's being interviewed.
When she's being interviewed, she puts the phone down and Gabriel's on
No,
the phone.
she has her eyes. She's out.
So she is not moving or talking.
I do not think so until she starts to freak out.
Oh, good job, movie. Point for you. You get 1 point for that.
I believe.
See,
Do
I
you?
swear she was like, he wants to talk to you or something. Like,
Oh,
She
maybe.
did say that, but then she put the phone down and didn't say or do anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
I don't remember.
oh, we also missed a chase scene.
Oh
where
yeah, where he's like going down the
The detective
fire
tries
escapes
to-
on the
yeah.
building.
Tries
that
to
was
catch
kind
the
of
murder.
entertaining.
Somebody gets killed in a bathtub.
That's when I knew it was
Yeah.
her. That's
Somebody
when
gets
I
killed
knew
in a
for sure.
bathtub, and the cop chases her, and she's doing all these like
Right,
weird circus
yeah.
moves through the. I don't know where they went.
Which, by the way, great training for
Yeah.
being, like, not
I couldn't do
conscious for
I couldn't do that
Right,
forwards,
yeah.
and she's doing it backwards.
Yeah.
where she learned all that. I have no idea.
She didn't.
And I was wondering, like, when the
Even so, Gabriel's been comatose for how long?
Right, yeah.
But he's
like,
got
what?
electrical powers, man. He could just
Yeah.
find the internet in the airways.
God.
But then, like, when the cop was in that guy's room and the guy was, like, dead, she was there and she was trying to warn the guy, right? But
Right.
it was like he didn't even see her. He didn't see anybody there. So where was she? And
That's when I think, like, she was seeing it happen. Because that's when she yells, right? I can't remember.
yeah,
she
but
yells
he didn't
something.
hear her. Like,
I think
didn't
he
know
kind
she
of,
was
like,
there.
I think he heard. I think that was kind of like a new supernatural moment
Uh-huh.
where, like, she yelled something loud enough that he was like, it alerted him.
But, like, you're looking at the back of her head, dude. It's her. It's clearly her. Like, it's not hard to tell who you're chasing.
her sister.
What?
Her sister said 3 words to me. I love her.
That's how it works, too. So, they throw Maddie in a jail cell. And,
Never cage the beast.
they basically put her in there with a bunch of 1970s prostitutes,
Right.
which pick on her for no reason at all. And one woman has a mullet, and she's my favorite character in the movie.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
I feel like most women's jail cells, everybody kind of stays to themselves. And
Yeah, they don't want to be there. They're not like,
think they're
boy, I'm
causing
happy to be
trouble."
here again. It's my jail cell. Who's new here?
Right,
Because I'm going
and-
to kick their ass.
Plus, it's just kind of like holding. It's not like actually being in jail. So it's
Right,
not like
yeah.
they're trying to, like, claim their territory or,
Yeah.
So in every
shiv
other...
the biggest bitch in the yard. Like, it's not that
in
situation.
every other cop thing that I've seen with a holding cell, the holding cell's in the middle of the fucking lobby, and the cops are everywhere. In this one, no cops go anywhere near, as all of these people are just fucked up beyond repair. Like, just they're nowhere to be found.
They're just all together in a cell. One giant cell. What could go wrong?
nothing, and that's how the movie ends.
I mean, unless one of them happens to have like this weird creature in the back of her head, and then she
Oh, what the hell? She rips the back of her head open, and this monster's head comes out.
I did like the build up. I like the build up. You can see her sitting there on the bench and like starting to like getting pissed off and getting like, you know what I mean, and then just goes over and kneels down and like reaches for the back of her head, and then that's when I covered my face.
There was some Matrix-y shit going on.
Right, yeah.
She was bending in slow motion, spinning around. And,
I did look on occasion. I saw a head get crushed.
Yeah.
I saw some crazy killing.
Someone just got their neck just twisted. Mm-hmm. That's what I call the lazy kill in horror movies. When they're just like, meh. And then the mullet woman, I don't remember what happens to her, but she dies.
Dead. They're all dead.
Yeah, they're all dead. Then she goes full Terminator, goes out into the thing and kills every cop.
Right, yeah.
All of them.
Damn right. ACAB, baby.
What just happened?
All cops are bastards.
Oh, sorry.
The official stance of this show. But also, as I'm watching this happen, I'm like, boy, I'm really glad that none of these people being murdered have families or backgrounds or history or anything.
They do.
Sometimes horror just frustrates me a little bit. Just watching 35 people die within a minute. I'm like, I don't care.
Right.
It's not scary.
You used to tell me it didn't matter because they were like, you know, just...
That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't have any visceral impact. It doesn't mean anything. Let me tell you what works, okay? And then how this doesn't work. Hellraiser 3 is a really stupid thing to compare anything to, but in Hellraiser 3, Pinhead shows up. There's all these people who are just minding their own business, partying in a club. He shows up, he locks the door so they can't get out, and the camera pans away, and all you hear are the chains flying everywhere and blood coming out from under the door, and people screaming. That has some visceral impact to it. Watching faceless people get thrown around a room doesn't do anything for me. Like, it has... I'm like, I don't care. I can't even tell what's happening. It reminds me of Cobra's favorite movie, Darkness Falls, when a fucking tooth fairy woman comes in and starts dropping people on their police desks.
That's how they die?
Well, he says they're dead. I still don't believe him. I think there's maybe 2 deaths in that movie. He's like, there's 10 kills! There's 2, Cobra.
Actually, the Hellraiser reference reminds me of True Blood. They did a lot of, like, mass killing where it was implied like that.
Right, yeah.
That's much worse to me.
Really, but it doesn't bother me as much as watching heads get crushed and shit like that.
Yeah, to each their own.
Potato, potato.
Anyway, she kills the entire police force and then goes to the hospital to kill her mom and her sister. She leaves the 2 detectives laying there, not dead, but like they're the only ones that get to live. And the lady coroner person lives.
Mm-hmm.
She's
hiding.
Yeah, that's right. And she makes it a point that she has to go get her special knife from the evidence locker, which she, by the way, doesn't use after she gets it out of there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so she's like, oh, I got it, all right.
She needs her coat, though.
Yeah, that's true, too. It's cold.
The outfit
cold
is
outside.
really everything. I mean, if you're in the right outfit,
right,
then you can, you know, play the role.
I started wondering this, too. Let's say that this person manages to kill everybody they want to kill, which they only have 1 left that they need to kill, or 2.
The mother and the sister.
That's it. Then what?
Yeah, what is the main goal here?
If the goal is to kill all these people, then why kill the entire police force in a cell full of prostitutes?
They were holding her back. They pissed her off.
Right.
They pissed him off. See, you have to differentiate. It's him that's doing the killing, not her.
Right.
I almost prefer she was.
He probably wants to like completely take her over though, so that she's not like.
And then what? Like go get a job, work a 9 to 5.
Go to her nursing job.
Yeah, right.
Backwards.
Yeah, well, I mean. Also, the cops can't hit anything. I forgot about that. They shoot.
Right. Yeah.
Like 500 rounds of bullets. They can't hit him once. So. And I don't know. I don't know if bullets would work or not because we don't get to find out. Like,
right.
Oh boy. Anyway, he goes to the hospital. The mom's there. There's 1 person in the hospital, isn't there? And they have a heart attack. because their pacemaker shuts down because of all the electric.
Because the electricity. It's the guard.
Yeah.
I was confused when that was happening. I was like, "Where is he okay?"
Yeah, because he said his pacemaker was like burning.
Yeah, and like, yeah.
But yeah, in the hospital, there's one guard. No nurses, no doctors, no other guards. One guard.
Mm-hmm.
No patients.
One old guard with
One
a pacemaker.
old guard with a pacemaker. So yeah, he's gone, and then he walks in there to kill the mom, or to show the mom that he killed all the people, and then kill the mom.
Does he say anything? I can't remember.
He's like, "I'm gonna show you what you made me, a monster." And she's like, "All right, fine, whatever."
Well, the mother ends up saying, like, Gabriel, I'm sorry, I never should have
I
given
was
you
like-
up for adoption. I should have loved you no matter what.
I was
'cause I'm your mother.
16, and my parents were religious assholes.
15.
15, yeah. Like, and they also lied and said the parents were dead to the foster parents.
Well, and when she was
Yeah.
15 and had this baby, did she know that there was this
Not probably until it was born.
thing happening again? No, I mean, like, when right after the baby's born, right?
Mhm.
Is Gabriel a tiny little baby on the back of her head? Like,
I'm assuming.
does she give it up for adoption and be like, it's actually two? There's another. There's one stuck to the
I
back
think
of
when
her
she
head.
went in there, they were probably immediately like, "We were gonna adopt it, so once it's out, it's gone."
Yeah, because most of the time, if you give up a baby for adoption immediately, like, they really recommend you don't even look at it,
Right,
bond
yeah.
with it. Like,
Yeah, so probably didn't tell her that, but somehow she knows who Gabriel is. Because she's like, "Gabriel, I'm sorry for what I did." So
Yeah.
what the fuck?
oh yeah, how would she know anything about that?
Wait, no, they don't talk to her after it's been born, do they? Or do they have video of talking to her after it was born?
I think
Had
whenever
she already been planning on giving it up before she
I think
gave
that
it?
whole
her
interview
parents were
with-
like
Yeah.
making her do
that
it.
they show that interview with her, and I think it's right after the baby's born or soon
Oh,
after.
Okay, so she probably was aware, but she's like, "Oh, nothing I can really do about it."
Right.
So
Ah,
I don't know. I feel really frustrated that there's like a million things that we don't know anything about,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't make sense that he wants to go kill his birth mother. Why?
He's mad at her for giving him up for adoption.
But like, why though? Like, I don't.
I mean, it's an emotional thing.
He's a vestigial-looking skeleton man. He wasn't. Okay, she wasn't giving him up. She was giving Madison up.
Emily.
Yeah, and you would think like the two of them they have the same brain, they would work this out together. But no.
Well, he's shoved in the back of her head for 30 years.
Eating fetus electric.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Is that when the sister gets hit with the
Hospital bed.
hospital
Yes,
bed?
that I thought
and
was
then
a copier.
suddenly has the epiphany that he's the one who killed all your babies, and he gets his
Right.
power from this or that or whatever, and just all
Yeah,
of a
it's like she
sudden
just came up
knows
with all
everything.
this.
Now, remember how we talked about he went in and got that knife?
Mhm.
He shoots his sister. Like,
Right.
Oh,
Why?
where'd he get a gun?
yeah, where did he? Well, the cops. Sure, you touched
sorry.
it.
Sorry.
And you're eating a Dorito.
Sorry for that noise. I'm not sorry for the Dorito.
This is bullshit right here. Okay, so it turns out that Madison has turned the tables and can trap him inside her brain
Yeah.
and just puts him in a room. And that's it.
Locks
Locks the door.
Locks the door.
He's like, "Hey! Hey!
Till they're next to
And
use
then
a
her head,
boyfriend
just,
or
her head just seals itself back up.
Uh-huh.
That was kind
Huh?
of weird too. Like, how does that
I
work?
hope she never trips on a hike or something and hits
Right?
the back of her head.
Yeah.
She needs to wear a helmet everywhere she goes all the time.
Oh, she needs to be a helmet person.
Yes, she does.
Right.
For everyone else. Okay, so I want to fly through this fast because I want to get to a couple of questions about what happens to the person who murdered the entire police station, since they're now locked inside a brain.
Right, yeah. Like, is Madison just gonna get the blame for it all? Like, she did it,
I
even though...
think probably, like, even the two cops who are still alive, what are they going to say? A monster came out of the back of her head, but he's gone now, so it's okay. No responsibilities.
Well, they
by
do
anybody.
have the proof of the thing in the back of her head that
Right,
takes over
yeah.
her brain.
Mm-hmm.
They do have that
She
proof.
still needs to
And
be...
you would think, like, the police station and stuff has to have cameras, too, right? Like, they would see what really happened.
They would see
and that it
her
was...
rip the back of her head
Yeah.
open and do everything
So are they
backwards.
going to put her on, like, an island away from everyone forever?
She would probably be in a psych ward
But
again.
she's fine.
I mean, okay.
That's where I'm having problems
but
here.
reality is,
Uh-huh.
okay, think about this in terms of like real life. This woman was taken over by a quote unquote monster in her brain and made her turn around backwards and kill 50 people.
It was her body doing it.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good question. If
That's a good question.
If
I
a
do
monster
say so
got
myself.
inside your body and murdered 50 people, would you be guilty?
I mean, you shouldn't be if it wasn't...
reason of insanity kind of thing.
But you weren't even... That sucks so bad, because when the monster's not in there, you're not insane.
Right, yeah. And they even have proof of this monster,
Yeah.
so...
Potato, potato.
I mean, it was her
I used that wrong.
twin that shares her brain.
I mean, just in the real world, if that's what happened.
Yeah, I see it all the time. They're like, there was a voice in my head, and I'm like, see? He didn't do it. There was a voice in his head.
Yeah. Exactly. This is why I can't handle horror, because there's nothing real about it.
But there's much better horror than this.
Yeah, this is not.
This isn't a good example.
Who wants to give a score first on this one?
I went first last time.
You.
Me.
Haven't given a score in 2 weeks.
Oh my god, what did I give Chucky? Like a 3?
You give it a 5.
No, I did not.
4.
3.5? 4. 3.
It was 3.5, that's
Yeah.
right, because you like to give
3.5.
fractions.
I
Is
do
this
that too.
better or worse than Chucky? Dear God.
This is why horror is so fun, because there's so many different things. Those two things are not even...
Right.
Alright. The effects and the effects were really good. Oh, the plot sucked. The music sucked. I mean, the music itself was good. The placing of the music was sucked. The acting sucked. The dialogue sucked. The overall story and plot had so many fucking holes. 2.
Alright, Lindsay?
Well, for the first, 2/3 of the movie, I was going 2, but then at least it got kind of interesting. And I did like the effects. So I would go between 2.5 and 3. Because I did like the effects, and I liked the backwards stuff was kind of entertaining and interesting.
Okay, well... Considering how much bitching and moaning I did about this movie, you wouldn't think that I would be real happy. But I think it was kind of fun in how stupid it was. If you enjoy watching stupid shit. And I gotta tell you, boy do I love watching stupid shit. I can't count how many times I was watching this and going, what? Oh, what the fuck? Especially when they showed the skeleton moving around for the first time, my jaw dropped.
Yeah, that was something.
Every line of dialogue that they say makes no sense. It doesn't further the story at all. It just a lot of it contradicts itself. Mm-hmm. There's no explanation whatsoever for anything at all. It's just like a fever dream. It's very strange. The effects are, I think they're cool as hell.
Yeah.
I love the effects in this. And it reminds me, like I said, of a couple of my favorite movies, but they went wrong. And it's really hard to say that a movie like Freddy Got Fingered is better than something, but it is. And Basket Case, which was made for $6,000 and had a puppet that was eating hamburgers in a basket, that was better than this. But I still really liked how stupid and how much I hated it and how much I interacted with it, yelling at it and stuff. It's not...
Well, in the Wikipedia post it says that critics said it was borderline between brilliant and something.
A memorably bonkers twist. Mix of average reviews. It's silly, outrageous, and it's a blast. What the fuck energy? Too often, it's hard to know whether Juan and company are kidding or not.
Yeah, it really was. I couldn't tell if it was intentionally that way or not. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm glad I had to watch it for this, because otherwise I think I would have stopped halfway through and then I wouldn't have seen all the craziness.
Okay.
I'm giving it a 6. I think if you like this kind of thing, if you like movies that are just bonkers, crazy, fucking off the wall, you're gonna like this. Like, not in a way where you're like, what a wonderful piece of filmmaking this is. It's brilliant. No.
That's exactly what I said about another movie I watched this week. Just really well made. Just brilliant dialogue. Like, that's what I like. So
I like those sometimes, and I like these sometimes. Like, Garrett and I have watched Troll 2 so many times.
But it didn't seem like it was trying to be on the Troll 2.
No, because Troll 2 was trying to be serious. That's why it's so weird, because those people were putting a lot of effort into garbage.
Ah, I see.
Like, the director wrote a script that was broken English, and when the actors tried to read it in regular English, he was like, no, read what I wrote.
I've seen Troll 2, by the way.
I have not seen this at all.
It is fun.
Yeah, it's my kind of... I have different kinds of movies, but I love those kinds. And if that's what he was... If he was like, I'm not gonna fucking do what you tell me anymore. This movie is gonna make you go, don't ever make another horror movie again, and I'm glad. Then good, because he nailed that.
You know, we should watch a more quality horror movie for her to, like, see what horror can be.
There's
I
a
love
movie on
Midsommar.
Netflix that has Alana Glazer in it that I want to see. That's a horror movie, Gary movie.
I think you should pick one, and
Yeah.
you should pick one.
Okay.
Because we covered Cobra's movies. He's not here. If you want to get a hold of us, Facebook.com/horrorcasting, horrorcastings@gmail.com. We're on Twitter @horrorcasting. We are on Podbean. We are on Apple Podcasts. We're on YouTube. I'm going to start putting other kinds of content on there, I hope.